Hey everyone, and welcome back. If you're a new parent, chances are you're navigating a whole new world of joys, and let's be honest, a few challenges too. One thing that can be particularly puzzling is understanding your little one's energy levels and focus. Have you ever wondered if there's more to it than just typical kid behavior? Today, we're diving into a topic that's getting a lot of attention: the connection between food and something many families navigate, ADHD, or attention deficit/hyperactivity disorder. So let's get this video started and see the types of food can perhaps reduce or increase the risk of ADHD. Welcome back to Three Koi Fishes. I'm your host, Joy, and as you know, we're all about sharing relatable experiences and helpful information for parents. And today, I'm thrilled to have my good friend Sophie join me. Sophie's a pro. She's been through the parenting trenches with her older kids and has some valuable insights to share.
Hi, everyone. So happy to be here, Joy. And yes, I remember those early years vividly. It feels like just yesterday I was trying to figure everything out. But I also know that you have been researching this topic, and I'd be interested to hear what you have learned.
Sure, I'd be happy to share what I learned, and that's why we wanted to tackle this topic. We know there's a growing interest in how nutrition might play a role in managing ADHD symptoms in children. It's not about replacing traditional treatments, but rather exploring how it can be a helpful piece of the puzzle. Now, before we go any further, it's super important to say that if you have any concerns about your child's development or suspect they might have ADHD, the first and most crucial step is always to talk to your pediatrician or a qualified healthcare professional. They can provide accurate diagnosis and guidance.
Absolutely. We're just here to share some information about the potential link between food and ADHD based on current research and what we've learned. Think of it as another tool in your parenting toolbox, alongside things like behavioral strategies and, when necessary, medication.
That's right, Sophie. So, what exactly is this connection we're talking about? Well, there's a growing body of evidence, including recent systematic reviews, that suggests what our kids eat can actually influence their brain function, which in turn can impact things like focus, impulsivity, and hyperactivity, all of which are associated with ADHD.
One of the big things that keeps coming up in research is the benefit of a whole foods-based diet. Now, what does that even mean for busy parents?
Great question, Sophie. Essentially, it means focusing on foods in their most natural, unprocessed state. Think lots of fruits and vegetables, whole grains like brown rice and oats, lean proteins like chicken and fish, and healthy fats.
I remember when my eldest was younger, it was so easy to just grab processed snacks because they were convenient. But I definitely noticed a difference in his overall energy levels and even his mood when we started incorporating more fresh, home-cooked meals. It wasn't always easy, but over time, it became the norm.
That resonates with me. And the science backs this up. A lot of studies have found that kids who eat what's often called a healthy dietary pattern, one rich in whole foods, tend to have less severe ADHD symptoms. These whole foods are packed with essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that our kids' brains need to function optimally. Plus, they tend to have more stable energy release, avoiding those big sugar rushes and crashes that can really impact focus. On the flip side, the research also points to the potential negative impact of diets high in processed foods and refined sugars. These foods are often packed with artificial ingredients, unhealthy fats, and empty calories, offering very little nutritional value.
And we all know how tempting those brightly colored, sugary cereals and snacks can be for kids. But as a recent meta-analysis of studies showed, there's a consistent association between consuming more junk food and an increased risk of ADHD symptoms. They can lead to those energy spikes followed by a slump, making it harder for kids to concentrate and regulate their behavior.
Exactly. In fact, a landmark study published in the prestigious medical journal The Lancet in 2011 showed that for some kids with ADHD, following a very specific, restricted elimination diet that cut out certain food additives and processed foods led to significant improvements in their behavior. It's not about being perfect all the time, but making conscious choices where we can.
Now, let's talk about some specific nutrients that seem to play a particularly important role. One that I hear a lot about is omega-3 fatty acids.
Yes, omega-3s are essential fats that are crucial for brain health and development. Our bodies can't make them on their own, so we need to get them from our diet. Good sources include fatty fish like salmon, tuna, and mackerel, as well as things like walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds.
I remember reading that kids with ADHD often have lower levels of omega-3s. Have you seen anything about that?
That's what a lot of the research suggests. And in a number of randomized controlled trials, including a major review published in the Cochrane Library, supplementing with omega-3s has been shown to lead to improvements in ADHD symptoms like attention and impulsivity in some children. It's not a magic bullet, but it's definitely a nutrient to be mindful of in your child's diet.
We try to incorporate salmon into our meals at least once a week. For the kids who aren't huge on fish, sometimes we'll sneak in some ground flaxseed into smoothies or oatmeal. Every little bit helps.
Absolutely. And omega-3s aren't the only nutritional rock stars when it comes to brain health. Minerals like zinc, iron, and magnesium are also incredibly important, and a lot of research points to the fact that children with ADHD sometimes have lower levels of these as well.
What kind of foods are good sources of those minerals?
For zinc, think lean meats, poultry, beans, nuts, and seeds. Iron can be found in red meat, spinach, lentils, and fortified cereals. And magnesium is in leafy green vegetables, nuts, seeds, and whole grains.
So, a balanced diet with a variety of these foods is really key. It makes sense that if the brain isn't getting the building blocks it needs, it might not function as efficiently.
Exactly. These minerals play crucial roles in neurotransmitter production and overall brain function, which are all relevant to ADHD symptoms. Again, it's about aiming for a nutrient-rich diet as a supportive measure. Now, before we wrap up, I want to reiterate something really important. While the link between diet and ADHD is fascinating and there's potential for nutritional strategies to help manage symptoms, it's absolutely crucial to remember that diet alone is not a replacement for established ADHD treatments.
That's so important to emphasize. Behavioral therapy, medication prescribed by a doctor, these are evidence-based treatments that are often necessary and highly effective.
Think of dietary changes as a complementary approach, something you can explore alongside those established treatments to potentially enhance their effectiveness and support your child's overall well-being. What are your thoughts on this, new parents? Have you noticed any connection between your child's diet and their behavior or focus? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences.
And if you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps other parents find our channel.
And remember to subscribe to 3 Koi Fishes for more parenting tips and discussions. We've also included references to the research studies we mentioned in the description below, so you can dive even deeper. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.